Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 29th, 2018. Strong hand. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Buy and hold Bitcoin. Be patient. All right, check out the link section below. You can get a Crypto Graffiti t-shirt, cryptohjwallet.com, Ledger Nano, Trezor, storage devices galore. I got to jump right into this in a big rush. I'm going to read basically my notes because I haven't even reviewed them since I, jotted them down through the last few hours here. But again, the Taipei meetup. I'm in Taipei Thursday at 7 p.m. That link is below. Okay, Zclassic. Let's talk about there are people talking about Bprivate and Zclassic out there in the Twitter world, and they're implying that Zclassic is a tricky player in all of this. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The Zclassic price should drop incredibly, in theory, after the fork, once it forks into Bprivate. In this irrational world, though, 80%ers may keep it up in some way, but it'll have like no developers or very few developers. This fork is a way of morphing Zclassic into something Bitcoiny. So all Zclassic holders are getting this for free. You're ending up with something more valuable. It's nothing to complain about unless you keep it at an exchange, and then the exchange doesn't. I'm hoping these exchanges do credit people with the Bprivate if they're holding Zclassic. It'll be a very good PR move if they do so. If they don't, it'll be a bad PR move for the exchanges. It won't be good for Bprivate. It'll be another lesson why you have to control your private key. But there are a lot of people who have gotten into Zclassic. They have no idea how to hold their Zclassic, on what wallets, what's safe. So they're just keeping it on exchanges now. And yeah, hopefully we're going to put pressure on the two main exchanges to credit people Bprivate that have Zclassic now on there. But anyway, it's no secret that what's going to happen to Zclassic after the fork. I mean, no one's trying to make it seem like Zclassic is going to be this incredibly valuable commodity after it forks into Bprivate. And again, people are saying, oh, it's don't buy $150 Zclassic now in order to get Bprivate. Yeah, I mean, 20%ers, first of all, they don't go buying $150 altcoins that were like worth $10 4 weeks ago. Okay, buy and hold Bitcoin. This channel is about buying Bitcoin. So I don't see the problem out there of people are complaining about Zclassic, but I think it's a bunch of FUD. It's the truth is out there. If you feel like, here it is, the bottom line. If you think Bprivate is going to be worth more than the current price of Zclassic, then buying Zclassic is not the worst thing in the world. I'm not saying you do that. I am never saying to do that. I'm just saying there's logic behind all of this. There's not sinister intentions. But 80%ers are going to get confused no matter what. If you're an 80%er, don't even mess with this. Just hold on to your Bitcoin. You're going to get your crypto dividend eventually. Again, speaking of Bprivate, Crypto Jake, who is like a marketing dude over there, he says, and I linked to this tweet below, and this is something people are wondering about. I mentioned it a little bit yesterday. We do not have plans to implement SegWit at this time. However, we have implemented a workaround to allow individuals with Bitcoin and SegWit addresses to obtain their Bprivate. Okay, that clears it up. He also says that it's not going to be a right-away thing. You're going to have to wait if you've got it in a SegWit address. And by the way, in the end of the day, this delay to reward SegWit address holders is going to create a second mini round of distribution that could add more to the hype of Bprivate. It no doubt is another factor in the future price. And by the way, people who ask me, Adam, what do you think the price is going to be? I don't know what the price is going to. I mean, yeah, I was just hoping as a Bitcoin holder that it's more than more than the B gold. I mean, originally I thought, it'll be 1%. All of these are ending up 1% of the price of Bitcoin. I'll be happy with 1%. I mean, already the Zclassic price has gone up to 1%. So one has to assume that the Bprivate price is going to be over 1%. All right. Let us move on to other topics. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. If you're in the chat, you want to do a super chat, I'll answer your question. And of course, at Steemit, I am Bitcoin Meister. So we talked a little bit about these Ethereum flippening FUD, and I called it mythical. And for so far, it has been just a myth. In terms of the market cap of Ethereum going above the market cap of Bitcoin. And that's what a flippening is. But also in the past, I did say that, it could happen. And it could happen. If Ripple eclipsed Ethereum in terms of market cap, then surely Ethereum could eclipse Bitcoin in market cap. But the point is, why does that matter? And that you should not let something like that distract you from holding your Bitcoin long term. Again, because in the long term, Bitcoin wins. And that's the bottom line. And it never changes. This is a buy and hold channel for Bitcoin, a channel based on valuing your wealth in Bitcoin. Ethereum is not a golden hold investment. But pumpers frame it in that way, and a lot of the noise that will make people weak-handed is coming from those type of people. And if you listen too much, you're going to make a mistake. And again, some of these people who are pumping Ethereum now were pumping Ripple a few weeks ago. This is not an ICO channel. If you want to get into ICOs, and I think it's a horrible idea to get into these ICOs, then you're going to need an ERC20 token. So good luck. I guess get Ethereum then. But we have been through all of this before, is another point I'm trying to make here. And I would say that 20% of the people talking Ethereum understand what it is supposed to do, and they don't care about the market cap and the flippening, while the other 80% would be very willing to replace the word Ethereum with any altcoin flavor of the month. So Bitcoin holders, that's what this channel caters to, okay? Have a strong hand. Don't get caught up in all of that craziness. I mean, if you want to learn about Ethereum, learn it from the people who use it and who just aren't in it because it's the latest altcoin flavor of the month. It's the latest way to threaten Bitcoin, because that's not what Ethereum is. Ethereum is not a golden hole type of thing. It is not a direct competitor with Bitcoin, but some people use it in a way to scare people out of their Bitcoin as a way to weaken your Bitcoin strong hand. So don't let that happen. And good luck to the Ethereum people. I hope it goes up in price. I mean, I have Ethereum because I got lucky back in the crowd sale days of 2014. I ended up with 20. I paid $6 for 20 of them or whatever. So, but again, this channel is about Bitcoin holding. And with all that being said, here's a tip for all the ICO pumpers out there. Here you go, ICO people. If you have an ICO and you want to pump it up, you should give it away for free. You should give your token away for free as an Ethereum crypto dividend to all the Ethereum addresses with over 1 Bitcoin. I think that it might cost like $100,000 to do that. I don't know. I used to know how much that cost. I don't know anymore. It's probably changed. Anyway, I know most of these ICO people are broke, but if they happen to have, a legitimate business skills and have saved some money over time, it will very much be worth it for them to spend some wealth to give away their token and heavily market it over social media and promote their token. It will differentiate their token from the pack, which I mean, I've seen firsthand at this conference in San Francisco, how everyone and their mother is trying to sell you a pointless token. And 80%ers will eventually pay for what others get for free. So if you've got a token, give it away for free. Make it a crypto dividend. This will differentiate you. The people who move on this, and a few people have done that. The Xenon people and there's some other people out there that have done this. But if you really heavily market it, you give it away. It's been shown time and time again that the 80%ers who didn't get it for free are going to buy it and pump up the price, and it's better than just trying to sell your crazy ICO token at some with banner ads and at some San Francisco event. Again, that's enough marketing advice for Adam Meister. That's enough free crypto advice from Adam Meister. Email me at adam@tresorhelp.com if you want a crypto consultation pertaining to this subject, or if you want a crypto consultation on other subjects or whatever. But there are ICO people who try to make me buy their, they talk about my ICO, buy my ICO. No, but I'm very willing to talk about ways for you to innovatively give away your ICO for your token for free, because I'm a crypto dividend guy, and I'm a crypto dividend guy. Anyway, by the way, going back to the flippening, the possible Ethereum flippening FUD, be aware that Bcash people will use that also. They will talk about the Ethereum flippening and use it as an opportunity to pump Bcash, to weaken Bitcoin and to weaken Bitcoin's momentum because of this Ethereum flippening that might happen one day. And you know what? You should get into Bcash. The Ethereum crypto noise is a great way to lay the groundwork for a Bcash pump. Keep an eye out for that FUD, people. And you know what? Bcash could easily hit, now that we're talking about Bcash could easily hit $2,000 again when Bitcoin is still, what it is right now. So it could approach 0.2 BTC again, which again, value your wealth in Bitcoin. So they'll try their, expect anything. It's all cyclical. Everything that I've talked about in this video is all cyclical. We've had Ethereum flippening talk. We've had people make Ethereum the flavor of the month. We've had Bcash be the flavor of the month. We're gonna see it all again. The lesson that you derive from all this is have your strong hand, because Bitcoin wins in the long run. You will regret selling your Bitcoin for any altcoin flavor of the month. Pound that like button. All right. What else do we have here? Vortex's show, on Vortex's World Crypto Network show on Sunday. He mentioned the Lightning Network, and it was mostly about Lightning Network innovations. And he talked about how there is a race to become the Coinbase of the Lightning Network, to be the blockchain.info of the Lightning Network. In other words, there are all these companies and individuals who are taking risks to play around with the Lightning Network, so they become huge players in the Lightning Network ecosystem, and where they're going to be the name to know on the Lightning Network. Just like Bitcoin, like them or hate them, Coinbase is a huge player in Bitcoin. They've done very well. They're mainstream when it comes to Bitcoin. Okay, same with blockchain.info. Love them or hate them. So this is why people are willing to do all sorts of experiments on this untested Lightning Network, which I do not recommend that you do right now. But again, compare this to people. We supposedly have all these altcoins out there that have incredible technology. How many companies and individuals do you see rushing on to experiment with these altcoins to become the Coinbase of these altcoins? None at all. But you see, do you want to be the next, the Coinbase of Neo? No, you don't see people, all these companies, individuals willing to take such huge risk to play around with Neo. No, you see it with the Lightning Network. I'm just pulling Neo out of my backside there. You can name your altcoin flavor of the month from Asia or from wherever. And so anyway, I linked to Vortex's awesome show below. And also something else that was mentioned by Francois on there, or Francis, excuse me. He's been on this show before. Vortex has been on my show before. They're great guys. Well, they've been on This Week in Bitcoin before. But what is this? The 3iQ Corporation announces global crypto asset fund to invest in multiple crypto assets. This is a Canadian crypto mutual fund, basically. So that's news. That's news. Good job. Canada, there's some progress there in Canada in terms of mainstream financial adoption, in terms of traditional financial markets treating Bitcoin in a similar way, making a mutual fund out of it or whatever. So good for them. And thank you, Francis, for that news. And again, I link to that show below on the World Crypto Network. Very, very good. My buddies, my partners on the World Crypto Network. And again, my international show will be on there soon enough. And if you just listen to this on podcast, you already know, yeah, Adam's show's on the World Crypto Network podcast, Tone's show, Vortex's show. It's all on the podcast that you can listen to. And hey, I always tell people, listen to these shows. Speaking of Tone, again, he will be in the DC area in February. And I forget, what are the dates? He'll be there from the 14th to the 17th, I believe, which is traditionally when it snows in the Baltimore, Washington area. All right, we'll talk about that power, right? Okay, India. Let's talk about India real quick. A fan of mine from India sent out, the banks are sending out emails warning people about cryptocurrency, okay? He has an email from his bank that he sent me that saying, hey, we know you bought Bitcoin already. Be careful. So they're keeping track of their people in India very nicely over there. But the banks, I think the governments are making the banks try to scare people about Bitcoin. And probably the banks want people to be scared about Bitcoin in a way also. All right. So thank you for that information. What else do we have here? Oh, another Robinhood incredible tweet I linked to below from I can't pray. His Kumar, this guy is. All right. Over 1 million people signed up for the Robinhood crypto app in the first 4 days. My Lord, that is amazing. All right. That is it for the Bitcoin part of the show. Pound that like button, everyone. Here is the health tip of the day. I found out about this guy named Andrew Perlow. And I do not agree with this guy he's a raw vegan guy. I'm not a raw vegan guy. I eat meat. I think humans should eat animals. But even though I don't agree with him on everything, he has some very interesting points. He brings up fasting a little bit. Eating fruit it's fine. Some people have criminalized fruit almost. So Andrew experiments on his body with different eating techniques. He'll eat way too much fruit one day and try different things out. He experiments, and he's an interesting person. So I linked to this Andrew Perlow guy below. He's just someone to check out that is a healthy person. He does it differently than I do it, but there are some things that I have learned from him, and I was intrigued. I was watching a lot of his videos. And again, you got to have fat. I believe you got to have fat in your diet. He's I mean, you could overdo it on carbs, and I don't think he thinks that. All right. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the notes section below. Bitcoin, I'll see you later. Bye.